Good morning and welcome back to Other Worlds Wednesday here on Gaming with ADHD, where today we're going to be taking a look at Shadowrun Shadowcast. This is a runner resource book designed to assist players and game masters in creating characters for play in Shadowrun 6th World. Now, the reason that I wanted to cover this is with all of the, hullabaloo that's gone on recently in the role-playing space, people are trying different games. And there are essentially two schools of thought when it comes to characters in a role-playing game. Some games are going to use a class and level-based approach. Some are going to be more open-ended, allowing players to pretty much pick and choose from any skills, attribute increases, or whatever they're looking to do for their particular character. Now, Shadowrun definitely falls into the second camp. It uses the karma system and the priority system to basically allow players to develop their character in any way that they see fit. There are archetypes that players will fit into. However, there's nothing specific in the game saying this kind of class or this kind of character is this class, this kind of character is that class. So, Shadowcast was actually introduced last summer at Gen Con. Now, it gives players options for if they have an idea of what kind of archetype they want to play. There are some different variations on how to do so and just kind of nudging players in a particular direction. So before we get in and actually take a look at some of the details and how this particular book is laid out and what I think of it, do make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. I do try to put out a few different videos each week covering all sorts of tabletop content, whether it's role-playing games, miniatures, board games, or anything in between. And I'd love for you to come along and see what we have to share. In addition, if you do like this review, there is going to be a link down below to DriveThruRPG where you can pick this game or this book up in PDF form. And it does give a little bit back to the channel. So if you want me to bring more things to you to review, feel free to use that and help the channel out a little bit. All right, so with that said, let's get into this. So this is Shadowcast. It is a runner resource book, and basically, as you can see here, it's going to give us about 20 different... Oh, wrong way. It's going to give us about 20 different character types for play in Shadowrun. So we've got the Academic Mage, the Banshee Hitman, the Beast Summoner, Blood Panther, Burned Out Mage, Coyote Shaman, Cyber Ninja, Decker Fighter, Defensive Decker, Dissonant Technomancer, Drone Rigger, Eagle Shaman, Face Fatale, Gun Fu Samurai, Private Investigator, Racing Rigger, Sniper, Social Adept, Street Doc, and Street Samurai Blade Fighter. So, as you can tell, these are all variants off of a core rulebook archetype, but they're doing something to try and give players a little bit of a nudge. Now, this is Gaming with ADHD. I make no bones about it. I don't try to use ADHD as kind of an excuse why I don't do things, just more as an explanation as far as why this channel is all over the place for the things that I cover. But one thing that I struggle when trying to make a Shadowrun character is what direction to go. It's straight up analysis paralysis. When creating a character, you're given attribute points. Spend them however you like. You're given skill points. Spend them however you like. That's great, and for many people, they understand and they can jump in, no questions asked. But for someone like me, it can be a little bit of a struggle to come up with that concept and know what kind of direction I need to go in and what way I need to actually articulate and put those components in so that I get a character that I want to play. So with this, I can at least say, all right, first off, Cyber Ninja. I don't know what that is, but it sounds amazing. So you know what? We're doing this review a little bit different. As you can tell, I don't have my typical PowerPoint slideshow set up. So we're just going to kind of go through the book. So let's do this. All right, so the Cyber Ninja is on page 60. So let's go ahead and jump to that. All right. So first thing they're going to do is they're going to give you a little bit of a background. Let's just read it. When people worry about what kind of super augmented person they might come up against in the shadows, their thoughts often first turn to a tank, a dermal-plated troll, slowly, clumsily plowing ahead, bullets bouncing off of it while it mows down the opposition. This is a dated vision, like something out of a 20th century flat vid. That's not to say this vision doesn't happen, but it's far from the only way to get cybered up and do damage. Cyber ninjas use their augmentations to disappear, move unseen, and then deliver a lethal blow. They are fast, silent, and quite deadly. Cyber ninjas are made, not born. To really be elite, they need to spend 6 or even 7 figures of nuyen to enhance their physical forms. They can't, though, assume that the wearer will do the work for them. A chromed up person with little or no physical or mental skill to help use them is someone who has wasted a lot of money. If they pull off the right combination of wear and ability, though, they become one of the most lethal people in the shadows. All the more dangerous because they seem to unite with the darkness. Cyber ninjas don't always knowingly start off knowing what they will become. Some are very intentional about what they intend to be, but others add a piece of wear when they have enough nuyen, and they often choose based on what's available and what they can afford. Some people on that path end up a mishmash of disparate gear, but others get a few things that point them in a very ninja-focused direction, and so they pick up on that and run with it. And they keep adding and adding because they learn how critical the edge that augmentations give them is. Here are some of the paths Shadowrunners follow to become a true cyber ninja. So, first off, I absolutely love that. Each of these character, we'll call them sub-archetypes, they give you a background. They give you some little bit of flavor of why are you going to make a character like this? And as a child of the 80s, you've already sold me with ninjas. And now I get to put all that cybernetic gear, be faster, stealthier, stronger than just your average ninja. I'm already hooked. So let's go a little bit farther. All right, the next thing that they're going to do is they're going to give you recommendations for character creation. So there's 8 attributes, but in this case, they're going to say, all right, for your attributes, you should have an agility of 6, reaction of 5, and intuition 4. Okay, so automatically you know where you need to spend your attribute points when you're creating your character. Next thing is your skills. Athletics 4, close combat 5, firearms 6, and stealth 4. So again, same deal. You've got your points for your skills that you can use in character creation. These are the basics that you should take. Perfect. Knowledge skills. Augmentation brands, blade weapons, security techniques, traffic patterns, positive qualities, ambidextrous, long reach, quick healer. Negative qualities, honor bound and incompetent, cracking. I'm not exactly sure what that is. But that's fine. Life modules, agent, athlete, bodyguard, covert ops, martial arts training, security guard, event, your body was pushed to its limits. So these are all recommendations. Obviously, this isn't anything you have to do, letter for letter. But it still at least gives you an idea of where to start and where to go for this particular character concept that you may be developing beyond what they put on the page. It's a role-playing game. Don't think that you are locked into this particular character type. Okay. Again, all of the different sub-archetypes, that's what they're doing in these situations. So, next thing is they go into a little bit of a story. How did you get where you are? So in this case, the deliberate choice. You started in the shadows, made some cash, and decided to upgrade your abilities. Rather than just run to the local street dock and see what was on sale, you actually sat down and thought about your choices. What do you want to do in the shadows? What do you want to be? You could go for the cyber arm to increase your punching power and give your arm more protection, or maybe some dermal plating to keep the bullets from truly hurting you, and on and on. So they give you some extra story to help you. You don't have to copy this directly, but at least guide you as far as what you're going to do. So again, more recommendations for character creation. But what they also then are doing is they're giving you multiple options. So the previous one was the deliberate choice. So you made your decision that you wanted to be a cyber ninja. Or in this case, you were a corp operative. Okay. You worked for Renraku. Renraku said, okay, you're in our security division. Guess what? We're going to start giving you this, giving you that, giving you the other. Well, by the time they upgraded you all the way, now you're a cyber ninja. But now you're in the shadows. So why is Renraku after you? Why are they trying, are they trying to get all of that hardware back that they put into you? Who knows? Again, it's giving you more things that you can use to develop that character concept. And all of them, they're going to give you different recommendations for your character creation, whether it's attributes, skills, life modules, etc. All right, so then we've got military special ops. Same deal. All right, now, the next thing that they do are the plot hooks and adventure seeds. Now, what's the general rule in role-playing games? Don't read the adventure that your GM is going to run for you. Okay? It's a no-brainer. Nobody wants the spoilers of, oh, the trap's over here. The CEO is actually going to betray us, whatever it is. So you're not supposed to do that. However, in Shadowcast, they give you plot hooks and adventure seeds that you, the player, should look over and should read. Okay? Not that you're going to go to your game master and say, this is the one that you're going to run and this is how it's going to play out. Nobody wants that. That's not very fun. It's not part of the game. But it gives you an idea. There's nothing that says a player can't suggest to a GM, hey, I'd like to do an adventure that focuses on this. Can you put something together so that I get to feel like a cyber ninja? Or I need this next piece of gear. Here's a plot hook. Here's something that we could do. Would you mind running us through it? So, let's read through one of them. Dead of Night. The CEO of an almost A-sized corporation lives in the type of residence that could repel a small army, but that's only if it's a frontal assault. The cyber ninja is approached to see if they can get in where an army would fail. They don't have to do this alone. Astral and Matrix Overwatch in particular would be helpful to their effort, but in the end, the boots on the ground are going to belong to the cyber ninja. Most of the defenses of the compound are automated. It starts with an electrified fence, then moves to a network of cameras and sensors spread out over 4 acres of lawn space that work to quickly identify any metahuman movement and stop it if it is unauthorized. Rotodrones and Dobermans lie in wait, ready to bring firepower to any spot on the complex. Spirits of Air complement the drone's security forces. The house itself has plenty of windows, but it's bulletproof glass. The doors are all structure rating 16. The walls are made of fieldstone, but wires are woven throughout the entire structure so that an attempt to use shapestone to get through the walls will trigger an alarm. Should the cyber ninja find their way inside, they'll have to deal with flesh and blood security as the CEO has a dozen security guards with professional rating 8. The drones and spirits from outside are, of course, at their disposal. The main house has 3 floors and the CEO is in a bedroom on the 3rd. Sensors and cameras remain omnipresent, and the doorknob to the CEO's bedroom carries an electrical charge equal to shot gloves, unless it is disarmed with a facial recognition software built into a camera in the door. The software is attuned to anyone who lives in the house, along with the head of the security team. Should the cyber ninja reach the CEO, their mission is not to kill him. Instead, they are just supposed to collect a vial of their blood. How they do this is up to them, and they are not informed of how the blood will be used, though anyone who knows about ritual magic might have a guess. So, again, there's an adventure hook. Doesn't give any spoilers, doesn't tell players how they're supposed to do it, doesn't tell them, obviously it tells a lot of information about, barriers and obstacles that are going to be in the player's way, but like any good heist, those are things that they're going to research, that they're going to plan for. So it doesn't spoil anything in the adventure. It gives the GM plenty of leeway to work with, but it lets the player say, you know what? I think I'd like to do this one. Let's do that so that my cyber ninja can, get a little bit of screen time. Okay. So in this case, we've also got Out to Sea. How's the cyber ninja going to invade a ship? The Trail of the Asp. How are you going to go against a counter agent? And then after the adventure hooks, we then have quality paths. So the human touch in this path, the cyber ninja battles with concerns about what their extensive augmentations are doing to their soul, only to find their mind is stronger than they thought. So basically, different things that they can do and develop as the character grows through play, through their karma spend. So in this case, they can enter this quality path when their essence is below 1 and they glitch or critically glitch on an influence test. The negative reaction they get sends them into a spiral of self-doubt where they worry that a part of their humanity is gone. And then it gives you some kind of a game effect. So usually there are multiple steps that you have to go through, but essentially it's kind of a long-term story. All right, next you have playing advice. So basically, you as a player, what kind of things should you be doing if you are a cyber ninja? What kind of things actually go into being that kind of a character? So again, not defining this for a player, but giving them options. So that's essentially it. Basically you're looking at about 4 pages, 4 to 6 pages. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages. But it gives you plenty of background and plenty of ways that you as a player, and especially if you're a new player, gives you something akin to a character class, but in a very Shadowrun way, so that it doesn't actually lock you in to things that you have to do, just things you can do to have this kind of a character. So, what do I think of Shadowcast? Honestly, I absolutely adore this book. I wasn't expecting to. When I first heard about it, I thought it was going to be more about kind of predefined characters, sort of like the NPC deck that they did, just in book form. But with the amount of information, with the amount of options that are given to players, I do absolutely like that. Now, there is a downside. It is still Shadowrun. You have to be able to make those choices. Someone like me, I'm going to still struggle putting these characters because I have my baseline, but I know that I get into trouble because I don't want negative stats. I don't want negative qualities. And so being able to balance those kinds of things and make a quality character is a struggle for me. But I do think that Shadowcast provides enough of that information so that you can get in and you can play and you can have some fun with some different character types. So, all in all, I do recommend that you pick it up. It retails for $20 in PDF, and I believe it is $40 or $50 in hardcover. I forgot to look that up. One downside of changing up the format of my RPG reviews, but regardless, like I said, there will be a link down to DriveThruRPG where you can pick that up. Alternatively, you can either go to your friendly local game store or to the Catalyst Game Labs store and purchase the hardcover as well. So, thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it. Don't forget, there will be that link below. Also, a couple of links to our social media on Twitter and Facebook if you wish to follow along and see what new reviews we're putting out and other content. But regardless, thank you so much for your time, and we'll talk to you next time.